that, he drags her into the ocean and he just walks home. The next morning, which happens to be the last day of Natalie's school trip, Natalie doesn't show up for her flight home, and so she's reported missing. And pretty quickly, the police get involved, and they start investigating. And they question Natalie's friends, and of course Natalie's friends immediately point to Yaron, because they had seen her leaving the bar with him. So police, they find Yaron, and they question him, and they question his two friends, but they all sort of tell the same story. They say that they all went to the beach that night to watch sharks, and afterwards they dropped Natalie off at her hotel. And that's it. That's the last they ever saw of her. But soon, the news of Natalie's disappearance blows up, and everyone's looking for her. Her disappearance becomes international news. It's on every cable news station in the United States, where she's from, and that's when Natalie's parents decide to take advantage of the situation in order to get the case more attention. And they start appearing on talk shows, and they fly to Aruba, and they hand out flyers, and they help with searches. They do anything they can to get answers on the whereabouts of their daughter. But, unfortunately, no luck. No one knows where Natalie is, and police, they don't have any real evidence that Yaron did anything wrong, other than that he's just kind of a shady dude. And so, in 2007, Aruban police closed the case without officially charging anyone. And while all this is going on, Yaron, he's decided that he kind of likes all this attention he's been getting, even if it's for being a murder suspect. And so he starts doing interviews with the media, and he writes a whole ass book on the case, which is really fucked up. He then starts feeding the media fake confessions for whatever reason, probably just to keep himself in the spotlight. But apparently, in Aruba, by law, a confession to a crime needs to be signed and in writing. Otherwise, it's inadmissible. So Yaron can verbally confess to the crime with no consequences from Aruban police. Now, in 2008, a Dutch journalist actually catches Yaron on hidden camera confessing, saying Natalie died of a drug overdose on the beach and that he dumped her body in the ocean and that she'll never be found. It's like a lie, but it's sort of a confession. Yaron then later, he goes on a TV show and he backtracks saying that the whole confession was fake. Later that same year, he tells a Fox News reporter that he sold Natalie into a sex trafficking ring for $10,000, only to email them 8 hours later saying that he lied again. Then, at another point, he says that he and Natalie were doing cocaine together and that she accidentally fell off a balcony and died, and that he then took her body and hid it in a nearby swamp. So yeah, this guy's like super weird. Like, he's confessing to all kinds of stuff with just no legal consequences. And Aruban police, they chase some of these false leads, but of course, they find nothing because, Yaron's a liar. So now, not only is he wasting police's time and resources, but he's also tormenting